it's not that you are always in one place. You might be even shifting. You may at one point feel, oh, my child needs more structure, more curriculum. You might at one point feel, no curriculum required. So it will all depends on your needs, your child's needs, and the family dynamics. So uh, and there is no one right way of doing it. So the invitation is, let's just enjoy this journey rather than trying to say, oh, is this or is this right, is this that, and is this right and is this wrong. Yeah. So we started about, mm, many years back, as I said, with perhaps the question that was in our mind was, what is the purpose of education? And this was an interesting question because we felt that our own schooling, our own college just happened without even thinking whether you know there is a purpose to it. And when we look around, we saw that most people are thinking of education as either a way to learn only till a certain let's say level, or most people thinking more importantly for a way to earn. But both these definitions, or both these way of looking at us, wasn't very exciting for us, because we realized that finally all learning and all education is about life. So is it to I would even say, is education to live, or it should be the other way around? Is living should lead to learning or education or whatever? So that's where we started off. And the core obviously for us was that, okay, if we want living to be the core, living to be the main thing, then we will need to let the child learn, lead his or her life. uh, okay, somebody's saying my volume is very low. Is it okay for others? Charmy is saying my volume is very low. What about others? Is my volume low? Then I need to do something about it. Just let me know in the chat window. Is the volume okay? Are you able to hear me? Oh, Pooja is saying perfectly. So maybe Charmy, just check the volume in your device, maybe on your headphones or something. Sometimes these buttons are tricky. Right. Thank you, Ankur, Preeti, Pooja. Thank you. So, yeah. So, so we realized the child has to be, rather, not has to be. Sorry, the child can be the leader of himself, and that's really living. When the child is leading his life, much like when the child is 1 year old, the child is full king and queen of him. We call that child a raja. He or she, when the child is 1 or 2 years old, literally rules the household. So it's almost like that. Can we let the child continue that kingdom of his? And for that, what we realize, what the child needs, much like when a 1 year old, what does the child need? Well, people around him, mother, father, grandparents, neighbors. And the child sees them, the child feels safe around them, and the child learns from them, with them, does so many things. And the learning is at a stupendous accelerated pace, right? We call it accelerated learning from 0 to 3 or something like that. Right. So can that continue throughout the life? And that's the whole idea. And I think that's it's only possible, that's not only possible, that gets multiplied when the child is part of a community. So which is why we landed up, we started off with thinking, let the child be the leader, and then we said, okay, the child needs community. Community is a group of people, um, with the basic saying or understanding that it takes a whole village to raise a child. And what it means is, then when there are a lot of people, the child is constantly interacting with different people. And yeah, the child is kind of enjoying learning, not because somebody's teaching, somebody's learning, but more because there is so much of interaction. So the first thing that the community does, which is what we try to give to the child, or we don't even try, actually it happens automatically in the community, is that there are lots of connections that happen. Different children connect with different children, different ages. Children connect with adults, and adults connect with not their child but other parents' children, and so on. So there is a lot of cross connections based on, let's say, interest, based on what they are wanting, their needs and wants, and so on. So that becomes very exciting, and that automatically leads to the next aspect of uh, of open learning is about collaboration, is about people of like-minded interest or like-minded goals get together and they start working with together. And as I'm again kind of underlying, it's not about age. It could be a 8-year-old and a 38-year-old or a 68-year-old working together and learning a lot of different things. And that to me is the real beauty when we start collaborating. Yeah. uh, the third thing that happens when children are in an open learning environment with a community is that because a lot of people are doing different things, a lot of collateral learning happens. You see, one of the main issue with the schooling system is that everybody is learning the same thing at the same time. So there is hardly any collateral learning because the guy is sitting next to me and in front of me and left of me and behind me, everybody is doing the same thing, right? But the moment we open it up, then somebody is playing football and somebody is doing electronics and somebody is reading history and somebody is watching Archimedes principle and somebody is doing embroidery. And and even if I'm not doing any of those, everything gets rubbed off to me. So that's the beauty of collateral learning, which at least if forget the children, I gain so much by being in the community. I have learned so much from people in the community just because they are doing such wonderful things. Obviously, there's a lot of coaching that happens. One who knows passes on to one who doesn't know, or rather wants to know. And the coaching, again, the coach can be of any age. I can be coached on, let's say, somersaulting by a 7-year-old, and maybe I will coach that 7-year-old on, I don't know what, maybe I don't know, writing, let's say, or some aspect of nature, let's say, which I maybe know. So there's a lot of give and take in terms of coaching. Uh, Also, we can have resource people, because when you are into open learning, today is the teacher's day, but to us the whole world is a teacher. The concept of teacher is not few ma'ams in my class. The concept of teacher is that the whole world is my teacher. Everybody out there, every human being, animal, thing, everything is a teacher. And when I look at it that way, then there are so many people who can help us if I need coaching as a child. So that's what gets the whole thing together. And yep, we maximize learning because the energies come together and infect each other. It's highly contagious. And not the best of the words to use in these times, but I would say learning becomes contagious. Yeah. So that is what we think open learning or unschooling or homeschooling is all about. It's about co-creating, co-learning, co-supporting, co-living. In fact, any family who is doing unschooling or homeschooling or open learning will immediately say it's not just the child who is learning. We are all learning as a family. And if we look at it as a family or as a larger community, then it becomes so much fun when we live together, learn together by supporting each other. Yeah. So that's the quick introduction, you can say, I wanted to share. Oh, where did my video go? Yeah, so let me kind of quickly show you a little video of Arohi, how some action happens. Is made by one of the children at Arohi, this whole video, right from beginning till end. So maybe you can see the small video and then we'll open up for question and answers. Yeah, which is what this whole session is all about, right? So let me just play this very quickly. Just to remind that as of now, at least for Arohi, since children are not in our campus, many of you are aware we have a campus. So we are connected using technology in many different ways, by calls, by one-to-one connections, by group connections, and obviously by all together coming together and doing a lot of things. So we are using lots of different things. We are using different apps and Zooms and phone calls and WhatsApp calls and stuff like that to be connected and to stay together. In terms of not physically stay together, but okay, let's say live together while being physically so far away from each other. Okay, so here's the quick video.
Connecting with people is amazing.
I like chit-chatting with my friends while eating.
An opportunity to take all the guests
around the tour, around the campus.
Currently, I'm working on improving myself so that I can play in a club next year.
I get resources and support to fulfill my passion for sketching.
I sketch many things of animals, birds.
In Arohi, I am a guest and I can find my space here, pursuing my interest on upcycling.
I drum to express my emotion and it makes me feel lighter. In bird watching, I learn a lot of things. What is color of bird and
I like the time when I spend with the community playing sports.
I spend time doing projects related to cinematography and video editing.
I like organizing trips in Narohi क्योंकि your opportunity is to organize trips.
Video making is awesome. It's productive and you get an awesome outcome.
I like to do electrical work. I've put many.
I connect with the planning here. Gives me clarity.
I like playing with the cats. I learn crochet and teach others crochet.
எனக்கு சமைக்கிறதுக்கு இங்க ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும்.
All the resources here are new to me to explore.
Right, so that was just a quick glimpse. Hope you could see the video of life at Arohi. Obviously, this was shot at a time when children were in the campus, which they are not right now. Right, so yeah, my quick little whatever chit chat is over. We can move on to the actual chit chat with all of you. So please go ahead and maybe we can start asking questions. These are I've made a slide of what are typically the common questions. So you can pick any of these categories and ask me questions about open learning, unschooling, homeschooling, whether you have already started doing it at your home or you are thinking about it, or you are just fascinated with this whole idea. Okay, somebody's asking, where is Arohi? In terms of the campus, it is near Bangalore, about 60 kilometers, but it falls under Tamil Nadu. Right now, Arohi is all over the planet because we are connected using technology from our home. So in that sense, if you are saying, where is Arohi right now? I would say it's in www, the World Wide Web. That's where right now Arohi is. So sorry, I didn't get your name. It would be nice. I wouldn't like to call you LR. I would like to call you by your name. So you can expand that. Yeah, so you can use mics for your questions. You can ask in chat. Please feel free. You can, whatever, on your videos and talk and however you want.
Hi, Ratnesh. This is Ankur here.
Yes, Ankur.
Can I go ahead with one of the questions?
Please.
Well, so my question is not from this common question, but I'm sure you must have gone through this question with other parents. Just wanted to, and this is more of a personal thing actually. It's something between the parents. It's more of a. So thing is, like, if let's say one of the parent is keen on on doing this open learning, actually proceeding with, and one of the parents is not very keen on.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
And yeah, and there's no right and wrong actually. Let's say.
Absolutely.
So right, and now how do we proceed for this kind of situation actually, like so that they can come on board actually, or let's say where we can have this common opening to come to the common ground, because each one of have their own belief system, and they, and let's say it's particularly from my case, like my wife, she does not very much want to. So my daughter is just 3-year-old actually, and what we are thinking. Okay. So I'm saying, let's say she wants, let her write writing actually, because children of this age starts writing. So we just give exposure for the writing, and I'm like, let her do actually what she wants. We can just give her paper and pen, and let's see what she does. And,
sure.
Right? It's more from the open learning. So how do you see? I mean, so this is the beginning of it, but I'm saying, let's say going forward, actually, we may have to make a, this question. So how do you actually suggest for the parents for this, where there's not very aligned, around the open learning versus somebody wants to go traditional schooling? Yeah.
Right. So as I said at the beginning, first of all, let us not look at it as two extremes. So I wouldn't
it
say,
is.
yeah, so you have some ideas and your wife has some ideas. And
Right.
in some cases, the parents agree, but the grandparents don't agree. So there is always
Yeah,
somebody
correct.
who would not be in that sense aligned. But I think the whole idea is more importantly to open up a dialogue about learning. Okay. And if both the parties are at least open to the dialogue, open to talk about it, to read about it, to observe the child. Your child is 3 year old. That's a wonderful age. So you can observe how she does. Uh,
Yeah.
now your observations or your way of doing could be different, and your wife's way could be different. Your wife may be wanting her to go to, let's say, a school or a preschool, and you may
Yeah.
not be wanting, which is fine. Finally, what you do is actually between you two. But my point is that if the dialogue continues, because there's no hurry, it's not like the child has
Yeah.
to start open learning now only, or the child has to start this way now. So either way, either your wife says, okay, we will let it go more how you are suggesting, or you may say to your wife, okay, we will let it go how you are suggesting, but let's continue the dialogue almost like on a daily, weekly basis. Let's talk to more people, let's read more, let's watch more YouTube videos on learning and education. Let's look at different ways, let's try and understand what others are doing, and so on. And I think it will evolve in its own way. I cannot say whether it's not a matter of
Yeah.
you trying to convince her or she trying to convince you. It's a question of all the family members kind of going together and seeing how we can kind of agree to even disagree, right? So for example, if a child comes to suppose child comes to you and says something to do with writing, now you may approach it differently, but when for the same thing she goes to her mom, she will approach it differently, and that's all right. There's nothing wrong or right about it. Let the child get two different school of thoughts or ways of looking at it, and I think that's absolutely fine. Yeah. Till as I said, you are just exploring. Let's not keep it as that I am right or she is right.
Of
Let's
course
just keep
not.
it very
Actually, yeah.
tentative. Yeah. And things and the only thing, as I'm saying, is that we all keep it open, as in open to change, as in as that's why I had put that this whole thing before that. Okay. um, you know that if you
उनका
are
क्या है ना, उनको अपने सामने कुछ खाना नहीं है, पीना नहीं है, बात नहीं.
okay, sorry, somebody's mic was not muted.
Mhm.
So yeah, so
Got it.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Ankur.
No. I got your point actually.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe others if they have some questions.
Right.
I'll ask more actually on some of them.
Sure. Okay, Pooja is saying how exactly homeschooling happens. That's a very interesting question, Pooja. Exactly, if I try to answer you, Pooja, I would say it happens exactly how the child learns between, let's say, 0 to, let's say, 2 or 3, till the child is sent to school, let's say. So how does the child learn between 0 to 2? That's homeschooling. So all of us have experienced homeschooling, right? It is not something new, right? The moment you think of it that way, and also, Pooja, chances are right now at this age of yours, you are doing homeschooling. What it means is you are learning what you want to learn at this age, isn't it? So that is also homeschooling. So if your child is 2 years, and let's say if you are 32 years, both of you are actually doing unschooling or homeschooling without trying to put a definition to it. Obviously, your life will be different from any other set of parent whose child is also 2 years. And so let's look at it. If you remove schooling, then everything else is unschooling or homeschooling or open learning. So it's more a removing of that than anything else. Yeah. And how much you want to remove is again up to you. Yes, you can connect with Arohi from Mumbai, from anywhere in the world. That is not an issue. Maybe a little later I can talk about how, as I said, we work as a community and people are all at their home. Somebody is in Mumbai, somebody is in Dubai, somebody is even in US, and we are all connected and we are all as a community together. That's the whole point. Okay, so I don't know if I've answered your question, Pooja, but welcome to this wonderful world. And one of the ways to more understand homeschooling, apart from attending these kind of sessions, is to connect with more parents who are doing it, and then you get a more better idea. Yeah, so we can help you connect with parents in Mumbai. There are so many, and yeah, and also, as I said, you can be part of our community. Okay, Vishwesh is saying, would it be feasible to homeschool children with a work from home based job and still manage to give time, explore themselves, and able to get out of the rat race for now? Just don't want children to be caught up in a similar one. Vishwesh, I think work from home for the parents is perhaps the best thing, right? Why is it so best? Because if you are working from home and the child is also working from home, you realize the child is also doing his or her thing at home. Now, don't think of it that you need to teach the child, because the moment you are in unschooling or homeschooling, you are not the leader. Realize the child is the leader. And if we can think of it that way, you know, that the child is the leader, uh, then magic happens. Then so then you have the best of the both worlds. You are around the child is around you. That way everything can be taken care of, and still the child can do his things or her things and you can do your things. So all, let's say mother, father, child, all are working from home. And isn't that so beautiful? So I think this is the best thing. Absolutely don't dedicate yourself to homeschooling. Let the child dedicate himself to his or her learning. Let us give the child the power, the leadership of himself. You know, we all want our children to be leaders, yet we don't want them to become leaders. You know what I mean? As in, we want, if I ask you, would you want your child to become a leader? Obviously, the obvious answer would be everybody will say, yeah, I want my child to be a leader. But then we are not giving them the leadership of their own lives. How will they become a leader in life if we are saying, no, for the first 20 years, you don't lead yourself, we will lead you. So please, you don't have to be dedicated. In fact, dedicated parents will end up doing more mess than anything else. Okay. Yeah, so that's the whole idea. Uh, okay, I hope I've kind of answered, but we can talk more. Yeah. Yes, you can definitely homeschool, unschool her. And so somebody's asking, how can then Arohi help? And what age can we start Arohi? And what is the role of Arohi? So first realize that Arohi is a community. So you are joining, let's say 30, 40, 50 other families who are also doing unschooling. Does that sound exciting? Then you don't have, then there's no more questions. When you are part of a community, not your child as a community, but your family as a community, then somebody else could be helping your child and you could be helping somebody else's child, or you could be helping a parent and another parent could be helping you. We are all there as a big community. Right? It's like a huge joint family where everybody is just helping everybody, or like a village where everybody is supporting everybody. So when you are part of Arohi community, that is what Arohi is, then that's what you get. You get a community and all the benefits of community, which I had run through in the beginning. You get all of those, right? Let me run through again. You get connections. Your child makes connections with different people of different ages. You collaborate, do learning, doing together. You may paint together. You may make music together. You may do electronics together. There is a lot of collateral learning from each other. And there is coaching, whoever needs whatever from whoever. If I raise my hand and say, hey, does anybody know how to bake a cake? I'm sure one of you would say, I can guide you. So that's how the coaching happens. So that is what is the whole idea of community learning. Yeah. Okay. Let me put the questions again. Okay. Okay, let me see if I'm not missing anybody's question. Aisha is asking, I'm still exploring the possibilities for my son. My worry is that what if we feel it would be better to put him back in the school? Oh, that is not at all a worry, Aisha. You can put your child back at any stage back into the school. When the child is 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, even directly to college. And at any stage, if the child wants to get back to the conventional education of schooling and college, the child can just go back. There's absolutely no issue with that. So many children of different ages I know who have gone back without any problem at all. Right? So that is the least of the worry. Yep. If you're still worried about it, then you have to ask me more questions. What else assurance you want from me? In whichever city you are, I'm sure you will get a school who will take the child. You don't need a TC. You don't need anything. You just walk into few schools, tell them that my child was doing unschooling or homeschooling or whatever, and my child just wants to join back the school, and that's it. Typically, they might take a little exam or a test just to, they want to check the child. That's it. Right. Somebody's name is LR. Can you please tell me your name? I don't feel like calling you LR. That's not very encouraging. So please tell me your name. Latika. Okay, Latika. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, you have so many questions and I'm going up and down in my chat window. Okay, Chirag is asking, I'm feeling a little strange, only I'm speaking. So you guys can feel free to come on mic to ask, especially Latika, you have lots of questions. So maybe you can come on mic and we can interact, right? How does a child get certification? Well, that's very simple. If your child wants to get a certification, then the child just goes ahead and gives exam. Right, there are different options. NIOS is there, National Institute of Open Schooling, to give 10th and 12th. If the child wants to get an international certification, then IGCSE is there. But there is also a good possibility that the child may not want to get a certification. My own daughter is 22 years and well, she doesn't have any 10th, no 12th. She's not gone to any college and she's amazing. As amazing as anybody's 22-year-old daughter. She's doing loads of things in her life. Okay, guys, sorry, I got logged out, some issue from my end. So sorry for that. And thank you for being patient. The only thing is I've lost the chat. So I've lost some of the questions. Yeah. So maybe you would, Latika, would you like to come on mic? So I was telling you how to give 10th, which is fairly simple. If the child wants to, I was also telling that there's a possibility that the child may not want to give 10th, and that's also all right. So when you're open learning, every question in life, sorry, everything in life can be questioned. Everything has choices. Yeah. So I think, yes.
Yeah, Latika.
Yes, Latika. Right. So did I answer your question about 10th? Did that?
No, actually, they just wanted to know some more, have some more questions. Like my son is in 8th standard. Okay, he has a YouTube channel on automobile for past 2 years and very much interested in video making and video editing and all those stuff. Actually.
Yeah, yeah.
And is not much interested in that type of studies, like the school does the rote learning and all that. But he's a very intelligent kid and he likes visual learning and that type of learning and not from books and all that.
Yeah.
So how to go about it actually, not able to understand because he's not that inclined towards he's in ICSC, we are from Bombay. So he's in ICSC, so many subjects and all that. He feels like, he's interested in something else actually.
So let me give you an example first. So, if you're asking how to go about it, well, I would say you don't have to do anything. He's already into what he likes doing. and can we not just let them and kind of let them just go on with his journey. We had few weeks back, around I think 3 or 4 weeks back, in the same Saturday webinar, a child called Sahil, who's no more a child. He's now I think 19 or 20, so he's an adult now. And he had exactly what you're talking about. You should talk to Sahil. He has a lot of interest in motors, and he could open engines and do stuff like that on his own. And he has a lot of interest in photography. What a match with your child. And he has not given any 10th, he has not given any 12th, he's not gone to any college. He's already joined an advertising agency because of his interest of photography. He has done work with motor rallying and worked with an organization that does adventure sports. So he is living his life 100%. What he wants to do, he's doing that. And you can listen to his webinar. It's there on our website. It's if you need help after the session, I can help you see that webinar. And if required, you can even connect with him. Right? His name is Sahil.
Okay.
But that is just one example. Even if his interest was not matching with your child's interest, I just gave his example because his interests seem to be matching. Any interest of any child, I would say you don't have to do anything. Just let the child continue his or her interest and provide the child support wherever the child needs the support.
Yeah,
That's it.
so here one more question. He's like, so much into cars, like when he's sleeping and suddenly you wake him up and he's so much passionate about cars, you just
Isn't
wake
that
him
amazing?
up and ask a question of cars. I mean, he can just tell you the details
Amazing,
and which car to
amazing.
buy. And some of
Absolutely.
the adults, like in his YouTube channel, he has around 2,200 subscribers. And many
Wow.
of them, adults, they call up and ask him which car to buy because he has like in-depth knowledge of each car. But
Okay,
the
please give
only
me
thing
his
is,
number.
like when it comes to studies,
Why do you want to study?
yeah.
That is the
No,
question.
see, that is the conventional parenting. See, I'll tell you what
Yes,
actually,
yes.
that is the fear of I and my husband actually. He's doing excellently well. We know that his YouTube channel is
Okay,
flourishing. He's
so
doing
I
excellent job.
want you to
But
think first. Do you want to
yeah,
live a life of fear? And by living this life of fear, aren't we passing fear to our children also? Is that what we want to gift
see,
them?
this is
Beta,
where
I
I'm
am living
confused
out of fear.
actually.
Now I'm passing the fear to you also.
No, the thing is what, because there is no clarity. That's why I think the fear in the sense like
Ma'am,
it is basically what is
he
the,
is clear. What
yeah.
more clarity we want? There are enough 20, 30, 40, 50, 60-year-olds who are not clear why they are doing what they are doing in their life.
And he's
I'm
very
not talking
clear that
about
he
kids.
wants to become an
That's what I'm saying.
automobile journalism. Like he
I am
wants to do that
I'm
actually. He's
saying
very clear.
he's the one who is clear. So there you go. You have clarity. In fact, it's the other way around. There are so many people who have done all kinds of degrees, who have even doing all kinds of jobs, but they're not clear why they are doing it. Does that make
He's
sense?
very clear, I mean, during his, he's very clear that he wants to do
Then
automobile
please,
journalism.
then see
So
if
I
you
don't
can
know
be
what
with
is the
him.
future for automobile journalism in India and whether there is any course related to
Why do you
automobile
need a course?
journalism.
He's already on course. Why do you need a course? The best thing with open learning is you go and work with professional. He doesn't need to work in a course. He needs to get involved as he grows up with professionals who are in the field, who know far more than any course, who know far more than any college, people who are in the field working.
He's that kind of a kid. He's very extrovert. He can just pick up the phone and talk to any stranger,
Okay,
advise them. He can take, like he's that kind of kid. But restricting him to these rote learning type of a thing, he's like, he
yeah,
feels very pressurized and because he's not interested in that. Actually.
absolutely.
So
I think Vijay
we
is
as
raised his
parents
hand.
are
Yeah.
very conservative. I mean, see, as parents, like we feel they have to do 10, then they have to do 12 and all
No.
those things. They should
Wait.
have some.
Pause. No. That is because you haven't thought of any other option. Now you are here, you are thinking of other option, and isn't that wonderful? Right? Now you start exploring this. See, you have heard about this conventional education from the day you were born. You were born.
Right.
Now you are hearing this, so explore it. Talk to more people. I think Dwiji has raised hand. Dwiji, would you like to share something? Dwiji is a close friend. His daughter is also unschooling, home learning, open learning. Vijay, would you like to share something?
Yeah, I
Please,
just had a,
please.
yeah, very happy to hear about your son's interest, Latika. I'm just curious, did anyone teach him how to do his automobile stuff?
No, it was like actually inborn, like
Right.
because in my family and my husband's family, no one is, that interested in cars or anything of that sort. And it is
Yeah.
like inborn interest at the age of
So
7,
let's
8, and all. He
suppose,
started a YouTube channel, and then
yeah,
since 2 years he's been putting YouTube videos
yeah,
of cars and all. And he gets so many compliments saying that it's such a good review
yeah,
you're doing. He
yeah,
goes
yeah.
to the showroom.
Latika,
We
I was
encourage him,
trying, I was
yeah.
asking that question with a point in mind. So do you feel that he knows how to learn?
He knows exactly how to learn. I mean,
So
he's like
then you
very
have
much
the
interested.
answer to your question about if there is no future for automobile journalism in India tomorrow or in the world tomorrow. If he knows how to learn about automobiles and he has learned the process of learning and he is demonstrating it to you, right?
Yes, yes.
So you have your answer in your question.
Thanks, Duji. What Duji is
Yeah,
trying to say, Latika, please hear what he's trying to say is that if he can learn automobiles, tomorrow, if let's say automobiles gets wiped off from this earth, he can learn anything else also. He has the capability to learn. That is what you need to recognize. And that is there in every child. We are
and he
we are
has lot of
unnecessarily
ideas, sir.
just one
Actually,
moment,
like.
just one moment. I need to take other people's question also. So I'm just trying to
Oh,
weave
sorry.
with your
Yeah.
questions. There is Jagrati who is saying, oh, I'm a single parent, 12 years daughter, and I'm concerned about her future. That's exactly what Dwiji was saying. That's exactly what I want to say. That why are we concerned about their future? Who should be concerned about their future? They should be concerned about their future, and they are very confident about their future because they know how to learn. What they may not have learned everything today. Even I have not learned everything today, but the point is they have the ability to learn what they like learning, and at any point of time, whether they are 12, when they are 22, when they're 32, when they're 42, they can quickly learn what they need to learn and earn from that learning. So I don't think we need to worry about their future or for anything. We need to give them the job of their life. Their job of their living their life is theirs, not ours. Wouldn't it be beautiful if they can drive themselves? We just need to give them that invitation and they can thoroughly enjoy, like how your son is doing. I'm also adding, Jagrati, when you say that she likes school. Yes, she loves schools possibly because she has good friends there. There's nothing wrong with school. But if you are liking the whole idea of open learning, or then very soon when she tastes that whole idea and when she gets friends to interact with, sometimes children may miss friends, so they may say, I need more friends. Okay, then that's all okay. They can create their own friend. Friendship doesn't need to be with only other 12 years old. I can go ahead and I can find friendship with a 12-year-old can be a good friend with a 16-year-old. A 16-year-old can be a friend with 8-year-old, and so on. We don't need to kind of draw these circles. Yeah. So you can we can explore that more with you, Jagrati. If you have any a specific thought on uh, why you what is holding you back, what is your concern, what is this about future, meaning forget cooking. Even if she does not know anything right now, she can learn anything that she wants to learn and move ahead with that, much like how Latika's son wants to learn about automobiles and somebody else may want to learn about anything else. And which brings me also to the question somebody's asking, Chirag is asking, he has typed it twice, is that what will they get limited once they are 18 years of age? Chirag, I would say school limits. I would say college limits us because it only gives us few options. Doctor, CA, that's all? Oh, come on, there are 1 million jobs. Kind of jobs, or maybe not 1 million, maybe millions and zillions of kind of jobs and work and career and vocations which I and you haven't even dreamt of. 10 years, 20 years back, could you have dreamt of a job called RJ? right? I have a friend who has in terms of education done some degrees and all, but then she left all of that and now she's full-time into RJing for the last 6-7 years, completely enjoys herself, and she does a blast of an RJing. She has a huge fan following. Now how does that fit in? So please, Chirag, don't think that the only way to live life is school and college. In fact, I am very confident in saying the school and colleges limit choices. When you are in open learning, everything is a vocation. Everything is a possible opportunity to live life, to earn, to explore, to embrace. Anything anything can become a vocation. Anything can be. I recently met somebody, not physically, but met somebody who's a dog trainer. Can you believe that? And she's pretty good at it, and people flock to her, to bringing dogs to her. And I also know of a child, incidentally, 13-year-old, who's also an open learner, who's also into dog and cat training. So isn't that wonderful? Now there's another open learner who is exploring the same thing. Right. So Latika, one doesn't need to get into the company. Number one, okay, there are so many opportunities available without joining a company, without doing a job. Number two, even if you want to join a company in today's world, most companies, I'm not talking about government schools, but most companies are open to children joining. It's not just children, sorry, anybody joining them without a degree. In fact, if you have 100 resumes, out of which one resume says no degree, no school, I'm an open learner, I've done this, some 20, 50, 100 things in my life. Think about it. Which one would you like to talk to? Which applicant? The other 99 who have all gone to the regular, let's say, an automobile college, or this one guy who has done it himself, who can show his YouTube channel of so many followers? Well, if I am the recruiter, I will go for this guy. He has hands-on knowledge. All others have bookish knowledge. So in today's world, things have totally changed. People are not recruiting, even at entry level. Somebody was giving the example of Nihar, who has already done BMTC app at this young age. He is about 15 years. He and his parents are a close friend of mine, ours, and a close friend of Arohi. And Nihar, at the age of 16, is already working with 3 different companies across the world, one French company, one from Singapore, and one from India. And he's doing app development and coding and all that. Already, he has not gone to any 10th or 12th or anything, no college, nothing. He has learned it, yes, with guidance, with support, but he has learned it because he wants to learn it, not because I need to go for a course. Rather, he has designed his own course. So Chirag, I don't know if I've answered your question, but I think open learning means that the choices of vocations, choices of how I want to live my life multiply hundreds of times. Right. I would like to introduce Dwiji. Dwiji is, apart from what wonderful things he was sharing, he is into millets, and he helps people grow, process millets and eat millets, and he cooks millets. Now, can you think of that as a vocation? Dwiji, do you need a degree to learn and understand and enjoy millets in our life?
Thank you, Ratnesh. Just a quick thing. I mean, just in terms of open learning, there was this orientation. I'm about 1 year old in Arohi community, and during the orientation session, there was a question asking why is it that more parents don't ask their kids or have their kids join open learning. And my answer to that was, the question should actually be, why is it that more people are not engaged in open learning? Because learning is a lifelong process. And if we were to think of that and look at our own selves, we are missing out a lot by thinking that education ended when I passed my 12th or my degree or my master's or, doctorate, right? So in that sense, I feel, well, I would just like to put Ratnesh's message in a slightly different way.
Sure.
That when we look at open learning, we are reconnecting with the fact that we have so much more to learn.
Yeah, yeah.
And recognize that there is a confidence that we need to build. Like Latika was sharing earlier, her son can do, rattle out information about automobiles. So what we have to really be amazed about is not the fact that he can do that, but that he did it by himself without anyone coaching him to do that. So what would we rather do? Encourage something that our child has already demonstrated, or say that नहीं नहीं तूने demonstrate तो कर दिया, अभी ये जरा सीख ले, right? So if we encourage children to do things that they're already passionate about, the outcomes will be will be something amazing. I'm not saying it will be easy, but it will be amazing.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, Ratnesh ji. This is Charmi here.
Yes, Charmi.
Yes, hi.
Yeah, just
so
one
I really
moment.
yes,
Just one
yes.
moment. Nagashri, I'll just come to you after I've spoken to Charmi. Maybe you can come on mic and let us understand what's going on in your two children's lives. So that will be after Charmi. Yes, go ahead, please, Charmi.
Yes. So Ratnesh, I really liked how you responded in terms of it's not, we are limiting our kids, and there are a lot of vocational courses which we don't know of when we're actually sending our kids to school. But our whole question is, if at all, our kid is 15, 16 and they decide to pursue a professional course, like if they want to become, say, a vet doctor,
okay,
they want to become a vet. So what is the process? Because in this, they can't really go and train under a vet because they will need a certification.
Okay. Yeah, so I think I'm answered that question, Charmi, that you can go ahead and give a 10 standard examination. There's nobody to stop you. You can wake up at the age of 15, 16, 17 and say, I want to give a 10 standard and I want to become a vet. And you can go ahead and become a vet. In fact, I know a child called Trisha. She's very interested in becoming a vet. And just about 2 months back, we were chit-chatting about how she wants to now prepare for her 10th. And she's doing that exactly right now, planning to appear for 10th next year and then 12th. And she's, I think, around 415. And she is wanting to become a vet. So there's nothing wrong in becoming a vet or becoming anything or wanting to do something or wanting to learn something. If that requires degree, please give degree. If doesn't require degree, don't give degree. So that's really up to the child. I'll give you two more examples. One example is of a child who is very good with cooking. His name is Adarsh. And we had a webinar with him also a couple of months back. I think in April, we did a webinar with him and his parents. You can see that. So Adarsh is super in cooking. He can spend 8, 10, 15 hours cooking. He does everything. He can cook for 50 people and amazing tasty stuff, right? From baking to sweet dish to main courses, everything. Now, but he somehow believes that, so we offered him two choices. We said, how do you want to go ahead, right? So we said, okay. He said that he wants to go to a hotel management institute. So we said, okay, are you sure? Because you can become a chef without going to a hotel management institute also. And you can become a chef by going to a hotel management institute. Now, in his case, he did his own research. He did his own thinking. And although his parents are okay if he doesn't go into 10th, 12th in college, but he wants to go into hotel management. So this year in October, he's giving his 10th through NIOS, and then he will give his 12th, and then he's targeting to get into a particular set of hotel management institute. So there's nothing wrong in that. It's the child's choice, right? What he wants to do in his life, how he looks at himself. Okay, if that requires going and giving an examination, so be it. That's just part of life. Then the examination is not something I'm running behind. I know what I'm running behind, and if examination is required, I can take care of that.
Okay, Ratnesh. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, now let me, Latika, the Sahil's webinar link you will find on our website, or please ping me after the session or email it to me. Send me an email and I'll reply with the link if you are not able to find it on our website. Okay, Nagashri, would you like to come on mic? Because I'm not too sure I've understood your question. Are you just saying that there are lots of ups and downs? Are there ups and downs because you are pushing NIOS? Or is that the reason? Or is there any other reason? And do you want to discuss your ups and downs?
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Nagashri here.
yeah, Nagashri.
Actually, yes, it is lots of emotional ups and downs because the children are used to going, attending the regular school.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And the second thing is to engage them in, towards studies. I'm, finding it really challenging.
But why do you want them to study? Let's start with that question.
Okay, elder one is going to take her 10th exam in NIOS. She is bit, well organized and she is okay.
Mm-hmm.
She had planned. But the younger one, actually, they both have decided their passion. The elder one wants to get into some wildlife conservation. She explains so many things which I don't know exactly.
Okay.
So, so
Sure.
she wants to get into wildlife conservation related some job.
Okay.
And the younger one is very good at art, and she does all these, from the cardboard boxes, she does all these house models.
Okay, so
So
please
she's
tell
very
me in this whole scheme of thing, where is the studies coming? Okay, let's at least talk about the younger one first. Why does the study feature in this whole list? If she's into art and she's so much into art and craft and whatever she likes doing, then where is the question of studies? Why do you want her to study?
because once she, goes, when she is 14 or 15 years, she has to take her 10th exam,
Why
right,
do
in
you say
NIOS.
no? Why does she have to take 10th examination? There is no
Okay.
There is no law says that every child has to give 10th examination. There is nothing like that. There is no such requirement. As I was giving the example of my daughter, she's 22 years. She has not given 10, 12 or any college. I was giving the example of Sahil. He's 19 now. He was in ROE for about 3 years. Now he's already into a job in advertising because he likes photography. He has not given any 10, 12. Then I can give you loads and loads of examples. The question I'm asking is, why do we need to put the studies in front when the child already has an interest, which is what we were talking to Latika also. If her child is interested in automobiles, let's focus on automobiles. What do you say? I'm just asking you, why studies? What's the thinking behind?
Because we are into this conventional, schooling style. So I feel basic math, science, social studies, those
She
knowledge are
already knows.
required.
If she's already in 6th standard, she already knows basic math, science, English, everything she knows. The basic part is over already, ma'am. Now is the time for her to explore what she wants to explore. And that's the invitation of open learning.
Okay.
Think
So
about it.
I'll
Think
reflect
about it.
on this.
Think about it. Why does she need studies? Because that is what is creating so much ups and downs, I'm sure. Because if they are going to do whole day what they like doing, let's say in her case art, then what will happen to her? Let's imagine, let's say for the next 5 years, she's completely soaked into art day in and day out. 24/7, 365 days a year. In 5 years, wouldn't she be amazing as an artist? And she can earn, she can do lots and lots of stuff out of hers. Does that make sense? As an example.
Yes, definitely.
5 years.
That's what.
And she's only 11. I'm talking about by the time she reaches 16, she can be an entrepreneur on art. Just like Nihar at 16 is already an entrepreneur. And so many other children I know who are already into the thick of the things.
Very true. I need to reflect on my, thinking, I think. And she's already blushing. Aditi, my younger daughter name is Aditi. She is blushing after hearing your, thoughts. She is very happy, actually.
Yes. So please, let's discuss more. Latika is saying you need more guidance. We are here right now. Latika, go ahead. Ask us more questions. What is the guidance that you need? Because your questions will help others. Yeah. So please ask. Many of you are asking, where can we get more videos? I will type that link also. You can get more videos at this link on our website. Also, you can go to our channel, which is Arohi Live channel. I already typed the website address also. So yeah, it's arohilive.org. Yeah, but let me see what are the other questions. So Latika, it's not that I don't want to answer your questions. Please come back on the mic. If you say you want more guidance, okay, maybe you don't want guidance right now. Maybe you're thinking after 10 days, 1 month, 2 months, you would need guidance. That's exactly why we are here. We are all here to support you, not just now, at different points of time. And which is why we have formed this community ROHEX. Now, what is ROHEX? How is it different from ROHE? In ROHE, everybody used to come to this campus. For example, Dwiji's daughter comes to our campus, and so many other children come to our campus, which you saw them on the video. But in ROHEX, they are all at their home because of the COVID situation. But we are still connected together. Okay, the ones who like art are doing art together. The ones who like doing paper plane designs are doing paper plane designs, and the ones who are doing something else are doing whatever each one is wanting to do. They are connecting, collaborating, and doing the things. And as a community, we are all supporting each other. Where parent needs help, there we are connecting with other parents, and all of us are taking help of each other. So that is the whole idea. Yeah. So the whole thing is that we would is to connect, right? No, Arohi is not in Mumbai. Arohi is right now on www, World Wide Web. It's all together. We are all connected from all over the world. So how to connect to ROHEX? Please visit our website. It's right there. I can also put that slide since you are asking. So many of you, let me put that slide and you can take the link from here. There. Right. You can see the link right at the right bottom of the screen, rohelive.org/join-rohe. So you can just go and read about it and see that makes sense. But if you have questions, you can ask me here. Okay, somebody was asking a question that my child wants to be a pilot but does not want to study. How old is the child?
Hello, Mr. Ratnesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son is 10 years old and currently he is in an IB board and he's in grade 5. So he is very creative, like the other lady's son who makes daughter, I think she makes those cardboard houses and stuff. So my son is also into all this, and he loves aeroplanes. Like if you ask him, he can just see an aeroplane and he will exactly tell you what model it is, and everything about the aeroplane he will tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like now to become a pilot, he will have to give certain exams and stuff, no?
Sure.
So like he doesn't want to study. Now I understand as a parent, like I have seen couple of your videos and things like that. And I agree to the part where you say that there is no need to, to motivate or to help a child to study. He will do when the need arises within him.
Absolutely.
I understand that. But when is the need going to come? I don't know.
But why are you so worried about this pilot thing? Okay. What I'm trying to say is, who should be worried about this pilot thing?
Him.
So let him worry, na? If he thinks he wants to be a pilot just by being in his dreams, then sooner or later when he is whatever, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, he would realize, oh, I can't become a pilot by dreaming about it. Right?
But then won't that demotivate him if he's not able to achieve his dreams?
Yes, it will demotivate him. So he will have to do something about it.
Okay.
Right. It is his motivation, isn't it?
Yes.
And it will be his demotivation, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, when something can be his motivation, then something can be his demotivation. It is his life. He will have to make the choice. At 14, at 15, at 16, at 17, maybe at one day he will wake up and say, he will slap himself and say, what am I doing with my life? I wanted to become a pilot and I haven't studied. I now need to study. I should go and study. And he will study at that time.
Okay.
I want you to see a movie called October Sky. It's a movie based on a true story. It's an American movie, okay, in which there is this young boy. He's, I think, around 15 or 14. I'm not remembering his age, but somewhere around that age. And he's totally, completely excited about rockets. He starts launching rockets and he starts studying about fuel and all that. But his problem is he doesn't like maths, and his teacher also thinks that he's no good at maths. So even when he goes to his teacher, says, I want to learn about maths, she said, you are no good, get lost. So look here, he's even wanting to study maths, but the teacher is further demotivating him. But does he get demotivated? No. Now at that age, when most of the others think that he's a Dumbo in maths, but he realizes to make his own rockets, he needs to learn maths. So he starts learning maths. He goes to another child who is a math wizard and starts learning from him. And within no time, he has all the maths he needs, which is quite a high-end maths, to make rockets. And the real story is this guy goes up and ends up in NASA. So it's a real story, not even a fictitious story.
Correct.
Right? So what does it mean? When the child wants it, he will learn it. Right? At 17, if he realizes I need maths for being a pilot, he will totally go into it. Don't worry about it. He will figure out his way. If he wants it. The question is, maybe by the time he would have changed from pilot to something else. Who knows?
Correct.
So let us not get excited about the pilot bit. Let us get excited that he is excited to do a lot of things and he has the ability to learn. That's what Viji was also saying. Let's not get excited with these goals of children. That's their goals. That's not our job. Our job is to get excited by their ability to create their own learning, their own future, their own self. If we realize their ability to create their own future, then we'll stop worrying about their future.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. There are some chat discussions happening in which I'm not able to follow because they're quite long. But I guess if there's a question there somewhere, please ask me separately because I'm not reading everything. Somebody's logged in as iPhone. Okay, would you like to share your name? And if you have a question, we can address that. Right. Okay. Vishwesh is giving example of how he has found his interest now. Thanks, Vishwesh. That is very interesting to read your chat post. Right. So more questions, please. I am here. We have actually clocked an hour, but I can hang around for more time to talk to all of you since you have taken out time. So let's spend any more time in any questions that you have. And as I said, if you want to connect with Arohi, be part of the community, you can always just hop on to our website and find out more. And there itself, there's a registration form. You can just join the community. You can join whatever the age of your child, because the child doesn't join the community. It's the family which joins the community. And that's the beauty, where all of us are learning. The family is learning, the father, mother, child, even grandparents join in. So that's the beauty of the Arohi X community, where different people from different places are part of the community. Okay. Yeah. Any more questions? You can come on mic or chat. Both
Hi,
ways.
sir.
Welcome. Yeah.
I'm Danuja here.
Yes, Danuja.
Actually, we have two daughters. The elder one is 7.5, and the younger one is 3.5.
Oh yeah, you and your husband called me yesterday. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes,
Welcome, Danuja. Yes.
Yes, sir. So we've joined the family of Arohi now.
Awesome.
In fact, more than us, our daughters are very much overwhelmed to join. As soon as I told my elder one that we are going to start homeschooling, she is completely excited about, exploring her freedoms.
Yes.
So that's what we wanted. We wanted them to go in the way they want. We don't want to force them into anything. And the education system which we were following now did not let them go in the way they wanted to be.
Yeah.
So, and as soon as we found Arohi, I thought, we've kind of, in fact, to be clear, before this, we were, how do I say that? We were worried about if we are going to, choose homeschooling. Will that be the right thing for the children? Are we going to choose right? And especially the main thing was, how are we going to handle the society? because we will definitely, from our parents, I cannot blame them, because as such, even I am I was in fact, not now after Arohi, but so my question is, sir, when we join Arohi, how does the child experience it? So from their point, when they come into Arohi, so as you said, they'll find their own peer group, or as such, they might
Okay,
find
wait,
elders who
yeah,
are.
wait.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I told you even yesterday, and I want to tell everybody here, even Latika is asking the same question, is a community is not made up of children.
Okay.
A community is made up of children and adults and grand adults and everybody.
Yes.
So it's not about the child finding something. It's not about a child connecting to another child. It's about one human being connecting to another human being because the interests match. Because something we want to do together. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then all we need is a small platform to see who is connecting to who. Right. So we have that platform, which I told you yesterday. We use Slack, where all of us share who is doing, who is meeting when. So there is and that all of that, and everybody is helping each other to connect and learn from each other. Somebody says, I want to play chess. A mother replied, one child raised his hand and said, posted, I want to play chess. And a mother replied, I can play with you. And they both together decided a time and started playing together. Now, this is not that child's mother, somebody else's mother.
Yeah, I get it.
And that's the beauty of it. Now, how will it happen? Please don't think about your child. First think, how will I connect with others?
Yes.
Right? Even same thought I have for Latika. Latika, don't think how your child will connect with another child. Think how your child will connect to the whole universe. Everybody in the universe is a peer, is a friend, is a person I can learn from. If this world's population is some billion people, I have that many teachers. Isn't it? Every person, not just every person, every animal, everything, everything out there, nature, everything is there as my teachers. So when I say Happy Teachers Day, I say to the whole universe, because every bit in the universe has taught me. Now, when we embrace learning in this form, then there is no worry about whom I am connecting with. How does that matter?
Yes.
For all you know, the child will say, I don't want to connect to anybody in RVX, but you would like to connect with others. And that will create a completely different energy in your household. And that could take you and the whole family in a totally amazing journey. So let's not worry about children. Let's worry about, let's not worry about anything. Let's just be together. When we are together, when we are connected, when we are supporting each other, then nothing is difficult.
Yes, sir.
Then it's only a question of raising the hand and saying, this is my need. I'm sure somebody will. If there are 20 people in a room and Dhanuja, if you raised your hand and say, I'm thirsty, I'm sure somebody will move and get a glass of water. Maybe somebody whom you don't even know.
Yes.
Possible?
Yes.
You don't need to know people. It's the other way around. When we start connecting, then slowly we get to know people.
Yes.
The connection should happen first. And that for that reason is why we have the community.
Yes, sir. So we're just waiting to physically meet all of you in person. And
no, right now we will start meeting however we can meet, like how we are meeting right now. So yes, whenever physical, we will see that. So let's not think about, oh, when will we meet physical? Let's think about, oh, how can I meet each other? You've already met. All right, we will be meeting again on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. We can meet whenever we want.
So will the children also join, sir?
Everybody can join. Why not?
Okay. Okay.
And they can unjoin also, in the sense they may say, no, I don't like it, which is fine.
Yeah.
If we are not, there are no classes. There's nobody teaching anybody in a class. Everybody is getting together if they want to get together. If a child says, I don't want to come online, I just want to be at my home and do 10 hours of art or 15 hours of art, why not? Why does that child need to connect?
Okay. Absolutely.
Yes. Latika, I know your skepticism, because this is new, right? This is new. The open learning is new for you, and conventional education is something that you have experienced for so many years. But new per se does not mean that if something is new or you're exploring an unknown area, doesn't mean that the unknown area is wrong or bad or is not worthwhile or is any less, right? It is as can be as amazing. The point is not whether open learning or whether conventional mode of learning. The point is, what do you want for your child? So don't operate from this open learning versus conventional education. I think that is not required. That debate is not required. What is required for you and your family to think is, what do we want for our child? What does our child want for himself? If you operate from your child and you as a family, then whether it's open learning today and back to exams tomorrow, or whether it is conventional schooling now and open learning 1 year later or 2 years later, it doesn't matter. Then it's just a journey. No, nothing is wrong or right, good or bad, right? So please don't think about this is skeptical, that is skeptical. Nothing is. Things are just out there, right? Let's think about ourselves. When I go out and I start thinking, oh, is a dosa shop better or is a burger restaurant better? But it's not about dosa or burger. It's about me. What do I want? In the same way I'm saying, what does your child want and what do you want for your child? You think about that and let that introspection lead you wherever you and your family goes. Realizing that you can always keep changing the course because that is your life. What do you say? Right? So I'm not here to sell open learning. I'm not here to unsell conventional education or anything like that, because these are not two things. As I said right at the beginning, this is a continuum. We are just somewhere there, sometimes here, sometimes there, depending on you and your child's needs. So let's understand our child more. Let's understand and let's ask him or her, what would you like to do in life? What would you like to do? And when I say what you want to do in life, I'm not talking about some 30 years future. I'm talking about life is only today. We cannot live the 30 years future life today. We can only live today. You know what I mean? That is our life. And tomorrow will be 6th of September. That's the only life that you have tomorrow. You don't have any other life. So let's look at that way. Let's understand, what do I want to, because when people talk about future, I say, why are you so worried about future? Why are you not enjoying your today? You see, 20 years, 25 years, we send children to school and college. 25 years of my life, those are precious 25 years. I want to live them on my accord. I don't want to live them just because somebody thought I should study this trigonometry. Why should I study trigonometry just because somebody thought? Why can't I study what I want to study? Let's say it could be art, or it could be automobiles, or it could be piloting, or it could be anything. Because my first 25 years of my life is almost like 1/3 or 1/4 of my life. That's not a small period. So why are we so thinking about future? I would say give them the gift of present, which is fearless. Open learning is fearless because you are not caught by the fears of the society or the system. You are living life on your own. Yeah.
Sir, Dhanuja here. One more.
Yeah.
One more.
Yeah, please.
Sir, my daughter is already into conventional, learning. She's in the traditional schooling. She's in her 3rd grade, and we are planning to unschool her from this month.
Okay.
So, the only query from our side, the only worry from our side was, how will she? She is already used to being with friends throughout the day, and she is someone who likes to socialize with children or elders. Now, as you said, she likes to mingle with people, play around, meet people, and get to know each other. So how can we are afraid if that will create a void? So how can we overcome that?
When COVID happened,
Yeah.
and lockdown happened,
Yes.
right? Did she adjust?
Yes, sir. Yes. But
How-
the only thing which
how did she
replaced
adjust?
was, yeah, the
How did
only
she
thing which
adjust?
replaced was using gadgets or either.
Let's not get into what replaced it.
Okay.
Right? Are you talking about an ideal person? No. Right? None of us are ideal. I'm sure I am not ideal. You are not ideal. right? Nobody's perfect. So we are not trying to say that,
Sir,
oh,
I lost you.
I'm saying, are we thinking about a perfect person who just because COVID is down now should do something other than that and something amazing? No. What I'm trying to say, please stay with my point. Nobody anticipated COVID, yet everybody has adjusted to it. What makes us think that the child can't adjust to anything else? Children are amazing, not just children, me and you are amazing. We are all very adjusting. We are flexible. We can adjust to anything. Not just adjust, we can adapt and evolve in totally different ways. I think I lost the internet, some issue at our end. So I'm back. Are you able to hear me? Just give me a confirmation. Yes, so sorry. So are you able to hear me? I think I messed up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, right in front of you is an example of your child adapting or evolving just as the situation changed, right?
Yes.
Forget this
Yes.
unschooling to schooling to unschooling at least is a planned thing. Nobody planned for COVID, and yet everybody accommodated.
Yes.
Yet
Yes.
everybody adjusts. So please don't worry about that thing. That's what I'm saying. Rather than worrying, let us look inside the child and see what amazing resources they have to learn, to be able to adapt, to be able to be responsible, to be able to be the leaders that they are. Here, leaders, I don't mean leaders of any party or any. Sorry, I think my network is dropping again and again. I hope.
We hear you now, sir.
Okay, thank you. You need not call me sir. I am just Ratnesh. You can call me.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just another person like you, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. So that was my response. I don't know. Did you? No, that's okay. So I think I'm facing some Wi-Fi issues, and I'm again and again getting logged out. So maybe we can pause. Anyway, we had decided to kind of come around for 1 hour, and yeah.